Join the kids on Kids World tomorrow morning at 7:30.
Saturday, they're a family trying to escape from a strange and dangerous land. Journey to the Land of the Lost, Saturday after CBS Story Break.
Last year, it was shots like this that made Tom Kite the champion. Coverage of the Atlanta Golf Classic begins tomorrow on CBS Sports.
Saturday on Airwolf.
That's a Soviet sub out there.
Hands up!
Hawk and Caitlin are all that stands between a Russian invasion and World War III.
Those missiles are only seconds from the target.
Then Murder on the Gridiron leads Mike Hemmer into a sudden death playoff.
Did I score?
Action and adventure Saturday.
Tomorrow on CBS.
Hello out there. Work hard today. Bob Evans got something to make your day.
The time, courtesy of Valley Ford Lincoln Mercury.
Weekdays, feel the heat. Trey, the ambitious young congressman trapped between the woman who could make his career and the woman who could destroy it. Sloan, the successful, loving, and unsuspecting wife. Kelly, the woman with a past who holds the key to both love and destruction. Feel the heat, Capital, weekdays.
Renta Dainhart reports the news tonight at 11.
Tonight, a CBS special movie presentation. They're an uncommon team. She's a jock. He's a genius.
You're not into drugs, are you?
Drugs? Me? No way. I'm into telescopes.
I'm very worried about Harry.
He's discovering love.
Does it bother you that I'm short?
She's discovering life.
Don't you see? I have to plan for me right now.
Together, they discover that in the game of love, you don't always win. Melissa Sue Anderson, Doug McKeon, and Innocent Love next. We will return to the CBS special movie presentation of An Innocent Love. Monday, Scarecrow and Mrs. King go to spy school.
What am I doing wrong?
Almost everything.
But a master assassin is after Amanda. Then Chip's birthday present puts Kate and Allie in the doghouse.
Kill!
And on Newhart, a renegade goat.
The stupid goat ate my book.
Gets Dick into a feud.
One false move and we'll egg you to kingdom come.
Then Cagney and Lacey must find a desperate housewife before some deadly loan sharks.
If you don't, she won't be worth fighting.
Monday.
This is CBS.
John Dominic and tomorrow's forecast tonight at 11.
The streets of Motown will come alive with Formula One Thunder. See live flag-to-flag coverage of the Detroit Grand Prix Sunday on CBS Sports.
Linda Gray is a divorced mother living with her boyfriend. But her family and ex-husband are outraged and threaten to take away her own daughters. Not in front of the children, Tuesday.
Good evening from CBS News. This is Newsbreak. On day 8 of the TWA hijacking, President Reagan said America will continue to act with appropriate restraint. He met with hostage relatives in Texas while on the road appealing for his tax plan. In Beirut today, where the hostages are held, about 1,000 people demonstrated in support of the hijackers. The United States has accepted the conclusion by experts that Nazi fugitive Joseph Mengele is dead. A panel in Brazil announced today there's a reasonable scientific certainty that a 1979 drowning victim was Mengele. Now this.
I finally solved the mystery of how light beer from Miller got to be America's favorite light beer. A great taste. Nice case.
The Space Shuttle Discovery tested a bit of Star Wars technology today. A laser beam from Hawaii found an 8-inch mirror on Discovery 220 miles into space. I'm Lark McCarthy, CBS News Washington. More news later on this CBS station.
This is CBS.
What would
Complete sports coverage with Bob Finnegan tonight at 11.
We now return to Doug McKeon, starring in An Innocent Love. Wednesday, guess who's in the doghouse when he lets the guys adopt the lost dog? It's Charles in Charge. And on ER, a full moon over Chicago means a house full of loonies for the doc. Then,
Marion Rose White. Just a little operation, hon.
girls and boys, thousands of them sterilized against their will, despite the protests of parents or patients. This is a motion picture about one of these girls, Catherine Ross and Valerie Perrine. Marion Rose White, based on a shocking true story that happened to thousands of children. Wednesday.
This is CBS.
Some of the stories coming up tonight at 11. A financial analyst says the United Steelworkers do not intend to take over Wheeling Pittsburgh Steel through an employee stock ownership plan. There are concerns tonight about security at the State Department following the killing of a Virginia woman. And there are more signs the McClure House in Wheeling is nearing completion. In the weather, a partly cloudy day tomorrow. And in sports, the NCAA gets tough with college cheaters. Join us tonight at 11.
You're watching WTRF TV 7 Wheeling.
Good evening. Belmont County Sheriff Tom McCourt will be turning over information Monday to the FBI that he gained from his investigation of a 31-year employee with the county. McCourt...
Join us in the celebration.
Live, the Channel 4 News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
After a season of both triumph and turmoil, the playoffs began and the Lakers start their title defense. All eyes are on them as they continue their quest for another championship. Hello, I'm Diane Diaz, and this is a special post-game NBA edition of the Channel 4 News.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for having us in. I'm Fernell Chapman. We begin with the Lakers in the NBA playoffs and the rematch.
Next, Ellen, Congresswoman Val Demings.
You may be our next vice president.
Plus, Dr. Bernice King.
Today at 3 on NBC5.
Right now at 11, it may be dry at the moment, but more storms are on the way.
I couldn't take care of George that day. He was killed. But maybe by speaking with you today, I can make sure that his death would not be in vain.
And just one day after George Floyd's funeral, his brother gives emotional testimony to lawmakers as they discuss police reform.
And student athletes save the day and protect the future for a small business owner whose store was destroyed by looters. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining us here at 11. I'm Marion Brooks.
And I'm Alex Maragos. We're glad you're here. We're going to start with a look at the weather here at 11 o'clock. We have a break in the storms right now, but more may be on the way for us.
Let's get right to
TV.
On the next Access Daily, he's back for Scream 5. David Arquette, his quarantine reunion with ex-wife Courtney Cox. Plus, superstar Mark Wahlberg is taking over Access. Next, Access Daily.
Today at 1 on NBC5.
Do you have
This is WLYH, TV 15. Live from WLYH TV, this is Action News at 6. Serving Lancaster, Lebanon, York, Harrisburg, Reading, and the entire Susquehanna Valley with the latest in news, sports, and weather. And now for Action News, here's Leland Perry.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, January 13th. In the news, we'll discuss the controversial outcomes-based education, and we'll report on the fate of children in the Susquehanna Valley. But the big story on Action News is the U.S. bombing of Iraq. After weeks of Saddam Hussein...
WCAU-TV Philadelphia. Now, Diane Allen, Arthur Fennell, John Valeris Weather, Al Meltzer Sports. This is Channel 10 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tim Lake. Arthur and Diane have the night off. Our top story tonight, mounting Iraqi defiance that has once again put the U.S. and Saddam Hussein on a collision course to war. The White House says Saddam will get no more warnings. Here now is the very latest on the escalating tension. And that's it for now. For John Valeris, Al Meltzer, and the entire Channel 10 News team, I'm Tim Lake. Thanks for watching the Channel 10 News at 5:30. And stay with us. The 6 o'clock news is straight ahead.
WCAU-TV Philadelphia. Now, Ken Matz, Jane Robelo, Herb Clark Weather, and Al Meltzer Sports. This is Channel 10 News.
Good evening, I'm Jane Robelo.
And I'm Ken Matz.
Our top story tonight, a precious gift for a Delaware Valley family. They traveled halfway around the world, and for 14 months, they battled the red tape of a foreign government to bring home an adopted baby boy. Channel 10's Bill Baldini has our exclusive report.
Now, from your hometown station, WBRE-TV. This is Eyewitness News. With anchor Keith Martin, Vince Sweeney has the AccuWeather forecast, and Jim Miller on sports. This is Eyewitness News Nightcast.
Good evening, everyone. All available firemen in the city of Williamsport were called to duty tonight. It's our story.
The fire was discovered in the first block of West 4th Street around 8 o'clock. The building where...
Every Monday at 8, 7 Central, make a date with America's newest sweetheart.
Whose brain didn't make it here today?
Ann Robinson, the host everyone's talking about.
Who do you think was the weakest link, Kim? It was me. Well, that's one answer you've got correct tonight.
Weakest Link, every Monday at 8, 7 Central on NBC.
See why the perfect size may be a thing of the past. Monday at 4.
Reggie Miller has done it again. His clutch last-second shot in Game 1 lifted the Pacers to a stunning comeback victory. Now, Iverson and the Sixers must bounce back. Sixers-Pacers starts a playoff triple-header. The time is now. The place is here. The NBA playoffs on NBC. Next Saturday, starting at noon Eastern.
A movie so big, we had to start it an hour early. The nickel premiere of Godzilla, NBC tonight, 8, 7 Central.
Live from the CBS Broadcast Center, this is CBS 2 News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on this Sunday, May 17th. I'm Cindy Hsu. We'll have a check on the weather in just a moment. First, the latest headlines in the coronavirus pandemic. Several
local shops, your favorite pizza place, the usual spot for coffee, that store with the familiar faces. They keep our communities connected. Buy local. They need us, and we need them. When we face it. CBS 2 News at 5 and 11. Expect more.
And now at 11 o'clock, reopening rollback. Two of the biggest states in the country are putting reopening plans now on pause. And could California be next? Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Chuck Henry. Well, tonight we are seeing a surge in COVID-19 cases here in Southern California, and even the White House was talking about it today.
NBC4
of your devices. Your news here at 6 starts right now.
Live from the CBS 2 Broadcast Center in Chicago, this is CBS 2 Morning News.
Relief from the heat. Rain will wash all of those hot temps today, bringing us a much cooler weekend. We're tracking your real-time forecast. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ryan Baker. Thanks so much for joining us on air and online if you're watching on CBS in Chicago.
Good morning. I'm Audrina Begas. Across Illinois, the COVID-19 positivity rate continues to go down. Statewide,
All right, thank you, Ed. You were talking about those clouds in the air. Well, Chopper 2 is up and at 'em, but you can definitely see that.
This is KTVU Fox 2 News at 6.
Developing news from Paso Robles tonight, where several law enforcement officers have reportedly been wounded in a shootout with a wanted suspect. Authorities say the gunman was spotted about 3 this afternoon after 2 separate shootouts. He is now in custody and, quote, secured and unresponsive. Good evening to you. I'm Andre Sr. in for Frank.
And I'm Julie Hayner. Here's what we know so far in this developing story. We apologize. We couldn't hear Bill there, but we will shortly. Also,
next, they can't stop buying things until they're broke.
It was eat, sleep, and shop.
Compulsive shopping, a serious addiction. Could it land you in jail? And how do you know if you have this strange compulsion? Find out on 2020. Next.
Good evening, I'm Harold Green.
And I'm Lisa McCree. Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 11.
A suicidal murder suspect leads police to a gravesite where he says he buried model Linda Sobek. Plus, an exclusive, the suspect caught on tape with another model.
Also, an heiress worth millions is missing tonight, and authorities are fearing the worst.
Then, you're about to see more of Princess Di's interview on 2020. At 11, what locals think and how her 2 young sons are coping with the royal mess.
And your well-deserved break from holiday stress. Luxurious Southland day spas we can all afford. Join us for Eyewitness News at 11.
This weekend.
Is a presentation of Prime Sports.
And now live from the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, California, Prime Sports proudly presents NBA basketball. Tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers host the Vancouver Grizzlies. Hello again, everybody. The Lakers looking for their second win in a row, and the Grizzlies looking for a win any place they can get it. They won their first 2 games of the new season, then they have lost 13 straight since then. One of the things...
Lakers basketball on Prime Sports is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. By Original Coors, there's nothing like the beer from up here. By Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. By cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft, making the world a very cool place. By the Discover card, it pays to discover. By Lexus Luxury Automobiles, a new journey in the relentless pursuit of perfection. And by the California Lottery.
College basketball. Monday's episode, Slam Time in Birdland. USC takes on Loyola Marymount. Monday at 7:30 on Prime Sports. The trash man cometh, but Peeler and the Lakers aren't taking any from Reggie Miller and the Pacers. Tune in for the Lake Show Sunday at 6, followed by the game at 6:30 here on Prime Sports.
I'm Joe Wren from Indiana News Desk, and you're watching WTIU.
Where, oh, where will all the downtowns put the snow? Tonight on Newswatch 16 at 11, with the plows creating mountains of snow, we'll show you some of the heavy equipment being used now to get rid of it all. Also tonight on the news station, it took hours to dig them out of an avalanche over a highway. We'll hear from some of those who were trapped. And if you've had enough of all this snow, we'll take you away from it all. Those stories, plus what does Tom Clark have in his forecast now for the weekend ahead? Join us for Newswatch 16 at 11.
Coming up Friday on Live, Regis and Kathy Lee are out of control. Don't miss a wild and crazy time on the next Live.
Tomorrow at 9, followed by Vicky.
Carl's new partner has everyone excited, and Jason's mother has a big surprise tomorrow on WNEP.
You're watching the K2 News at 10.
Good evening, Wyoming. Thank you for joining us this Friday night. The U.S. is growing more and more alarmed about the pandemic.